Hey, how are you going? Uncle Errol here. Happy World Read Aloud Day. It's so nice to be here, and I thank the Ministry of Education and, of course, the nice people by Hodder for allowing me to read for you today. Nice? Let's go. This story is by Velma Pollard, and it's called Anansy and the Mongoose. Preparate yourself. So, long ago, when all the people who are big now were little, Mongoose lived in the bush and Anansy lived in the ceiling. You don't know, but at that time, whenever you looked up in the house, you would see a rectangular piece of wood called shingles. Well, you wouldn't see one here. And between the shingles and along the V-shaped corners they called eaves, you would see Anansy's web. And inside the web, you would see Anansy. A little farther on, you'd see Mrs. Anansy with a soft white pouch under her belly with all the little Anansys inside it. But plaster came in and cellotex came in, and when you look up in the house now, you see squares of plaster or squares of cellotex. And zinc came in, so some people look up now and see sheets of zinc. And there was nowhere for Anansy to live. As usual, Anansy had a bright idea. He went to Brother Mongoose, who had a nice house in the bush, and greeted him. Brother Mong, Goose, hey, Brother Anansy, this long time me no see you. What happening? Me wasn't here, you know, Brother Mong. Me was in America. One of the children sent for me. In fact, it make me come back here now. Me see something over there me have to tell you about. Whole heap of man they in America like you. Yes. But them no live in bush. Them live in town. Big, tall, white man have all of them just pan them hand and pan them shoulder and pan them chest and feed them with nuts and all kind of nice thing named chestnuts. So me I say, perhaps you should go. Or even go to town, make big man put you to live in them house and hold on pon them hand. And what you are saying, Nancy, for true? You think me would have fooled you, Brother Mong? Look how long me and you know one another. If you make up your mind, me now help you and pack your things and go Lindong, a Constant Spring golf course where enough white man there. You know, Brother Nancy, me might try see. So Mongoose went in and called Mrs. Mongoose and the children and explained that they were about to go to find a better life. They were about, as they say in books, to relocate. And Nancy helped them pack and led them to the golf course. There he left them to seek their fortune. Meanwhile, Anansy collected all the things he had left with various friends when shingle roofs got hard to find and moved with his wife into Mongoose's spacious house in the bush. Day passed and night came. Night went and morning came, and Mr. Mongoose and his family lay there with their luggage on the golf course. A few Americans came and looked at them and said, "Gee whiz, they look like squirrels, don't they? Tails a little longer and hair not long enough, but my. And they walked past. Mongoose ran across the street from time to time to see if anything better was on the other side. But each time he would come back and tell the sad-faced Mrs. Mongoose and the hungry children there was nothing. At first, he wouldn't let her and he wouldn't let the children cross the street. And whenever he did, he would look carefully first up street, then down street before he went. Halfway across, he would stop, look quickly both ways again, then cross. Sometimes the traffic was very thick, and Mongoose thought the stream of cars would never end. Meanwhile, Brother Anansy and Mrs. Anansy relaxed deep down in the cool of Mongoose's house. Nobody could see them because the house was underground. At night, Anansy himself would go out and steal food to store. He and Mrs. Anansy lived a happy, retired life. Now, Early every morning, before cars come out, Mongoose would run across the street. Nowadays, he sends Mrs. Mongoose and sometimes, even now and then, one of the bigger children. And he hopes one day he will see Anansy. He can't go home. Neither he himself nor his wife or any of the children had paid attention when they followed Anansy to the golf course. They had no idea what route they came by. Now, up street and down street look the same. There are no plants to smell, no mud tracks to notice, and they don't understand the city. Chewing gum and cigarette butts are hard to eat, and the children look very thin. Mrs. Mongoose tries not to say much. She doesn't want to blame Brother Mong, but she misses her home and the kitchen garden on the land above. And now, the tall white men with metal sticks in their hands don't even look at them anymore. So when you drive or walk near the golf course road and you see Mongoose crossing and crossing again and looking sharply side to side, is Anansy cause it. Crick crack, monkey breaky back for a piece of rotten pomerac. Story done. And it have a lesson in that, you know. When you're happy where you is, don't let nobody come and tell you about a nicer place to go. Relax yourself where you is. Just right.